Okay, we are in Book of Samuel. Please subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. Hit the bell for notifications. Make sure that you really subscribe to this channel. And also, it goes really high in your ratings on YouTube. You never miss a class. We're on chapter 22, verse 8. Saul is talking to the people saying, where is David? Right. So he's told that. Did we get to where he's told? We were told that where he is, right?
Where are you, or we don't know where we are?
We are in 22:8. I just want to make sure that we were told the story. So this,
Well, Saul was sitting there.
right. So Saul, they went. He had his men with him. Okay, David has men with him. So he says, "Geshatem kulchem alai." So, are you all in rebellion against me? Basically, it's a question, really. Or because you could say because you're all in rebellion against me. And you have not revealed in my ear, you didn't tell me about the covenant between my son and with Ben Yishai, and there's nobody sick from amongst you on me. V'gola does need to reveal to my ear ki hekem b'ni et abdi alai la'orev ki that my son has raised up my servant over me to be an ambush or to be an enemy like this day. So the Mesilas David explains, Ki kashartem kulchem asitem alai kesher. You're all making a rebellion against me. As if it would all be good for you. You know, you're looking out for yourself. You didn't tell me about the covenant with my son and with Ben Yishai. Beitra karad bini imo. In the time that my son made a covenant with him, ki im gilitem ezni miyaz. If you would have told me then, if you would have revealed to my ears at that point, haiti nishmar, I would have been careful. I would have guarded. Shlo yavo lechol hazeh, that it would not have come to the situation. There's nobody who grew heartsick over on my behalf. He's really telling his people off. Vigila kafel devarav. Okay, saying it again. Kihekim road the more al yedei shalo gilitem azni. Since you didn't tell me what was going on, nigmar davavikim rev. The matter is completed, and an enemy has arisen. Like this day, Shanira Ataka Chush Shorev Alayim Asif Elavan Hashem. It appears that what has become secret has now become revealed. He's gathered men together. So now, if you would have, what he's basically saying is, if you would have told me before, if I would have understood what was happening before, then this conspiracy would not have gone far because, well, it doesn't say how he would have done it, but the assumption is he would have killed him. He would have Saul. The assumption is you would have to say that Saul would have killed him.
Which him?
David.
Yeah.
And instead of secretly, he would have been able to do it openly.
I would have a question here. I guess you're moving on to 9 here, so not 2 or
yes.
Because on the notes for 8, and you just used the word again. They talk about a conspiracy.
Right.
Well, the truth is, the only conspiracy is that David wants to live. He doesn't want to overthrow. This is no plot. This is no.
Again, I'm going to tell you this. You know it. Oh, this is interesting. This isn't working. Oh, no. Oh, now it's interesting. Okay. You know it because we know the storyline. We know behind the scenes. Saul doesn't know it.
How did he know of the covenant?
He was told ultimately.
What was he told that the covenant consisted
of? I don't know. But
was he told that it was a multi-generational?
No, he just knows that his son is in cahoots with David because otherwise David could not have escaped. The fact that David was given permission to leave the table means that Saul is interpreting it to mean that Jonathan is in cahoots with David, Saul's enemy.
Okay, but conspiracy sort of means that.
So he's saying to everybody there that didn't warn Saul that you were in cahoots also because you thought it would be good for you because who's the king, right? If I know somebody else is coming into power, so then I'm going to become aligned with that person. So Saul is saying you abandoned me to become part of that because you felt it would be good for you. Nobody felt my pain. Nobody felt my sorrow. That's what he's saying. He's building that case up. Of course, everybody's going to say, no, Chas Yisrael, we love you. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, but nonetheless, again, we know the entire story. Saul doesn't know the entire story. Saul only knows what's in front of him. And if you think about your life, and we all think about our lives individually, we don't know everything. We don't know all of the intricacies that are going on.
Yeah,
but when we see certain things, we assume, maybe incorrectly, maybe correctly, we put things together. A plus 1 plus 1 normally equals 2, we say, but sometimes we come up to 3. We count 1 to 1. We say 1 plus 1 equals 3 because we added something else in. And so we do it all when it may be jobs, may it be school, you see certain things go on. Doesn't matter. So we all assume that you're against me. Of course, as the statement goes, just because you're.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, what's it called?
Well,
just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to put that into the equation. Is Saul really being paranoid about this? And he would argue, not. You didn't tell me. You didn't warn me. You just assumed that it's going to be good for you. Whoever's the king, you'll be on the on that guy's side. Right? So that's what he's saying to everybody. That's why he's using the word rebellion, because Shartan. Kulchem, you're all are in rebellion. They're all in a conspiracy against me. That's, like I say, he doesn't know the whole story. Okay. So the Malbim says on this matter, he says, he's complaining about 2 things. One, that in the time that his son made a covenant with Ben Yishai, you should have told, it was up to you to inform me of this. And if you're going to say, and you would have said, that we never thought that a rebellion would come from this. Al Kapanim, however, still in all, now my son has raised this my servant above over me to again to be my enemy. So he raised him up to this rebellion, like this day. Sheyatsa hamarad el poel, that this rebellion has come to fruition. So why did you not reveal it to my ears? This teaches that nobody got sick about me to feel my pain. That's what he's saying to him. Period. Okay. Simple way to look at it. Good. Let's go on. Beyond Doeg Adomi. So Doeg the Edomite said, I thought we did this. And he was stationed, or he was over the servants of David, of Shaul. And he said, Ben Yishai, I saw, Ben Yishai, but Noveh, he came to Nov. Noveh is, again, the directional hay, toward Nov, but he came to Nov. El Achimelech ben Achituv, to Achimelech, the son of Achituv, and that was, of course, the high priest. I'm just going to go 2 more really quickly, just translation-wise. Vayish alo b'Hashem, and he asked Hashem, But say, in other words, he asked the Orm Vatumim, he asked he asked the Kohen asks the Orm Vatumim, which would have been the breastplate, which lights up and gives the answer as to what if you ask a question, it'll give you an answer.
It lights up.
Yeah, there's a breastplate that had all the names of the tribes, all the names of the brothers,
12.
the 12 tribes, right? So what happens is you have the Kohen would ask a question to Hashem, as it were, and so the letters on the breastplate would light up not in order, but just in any order. It had the letter of every letter was there. The Kohen, through divine divine inspiration, would understand what was being said and would deliver the answer. So that was a level of prophecy that existed at that time.
Can you do that?
No, I can't. If we would have that, would be tremendous. But we don't have the.
It would be wonderful. You're not gonna plug it in either, do you?
No, you're not to plug it in. No, it was magic. It was magic. Yeah. Okay. Nonetheless, that was one of the miracles of the Orm Vatumim. So what happened is, again, he asked Hashem. That's what it means when he asked Hashem. He didn't ask Hashem. He asked him for Orm Vatumim for the answer. And V'seder natan lo, and he gave him provisions. He had cherev Galiot, and also the sword of Galiot, of Goliath. Hapalishti natan lo, he gave to him. Again, one more verse. Vayishlach hamelech lekroed Achimelech ben Achituf. So the king called for Achimelech, the son of Achituf, HaKohen. V'yakol beit aviv HaKohanim asher benov, and all for all the household of his father, or the fathers of Kohanim that were in Nov. Kulam el Hamelch, and they brought everybody to the king. That's your storyline, okay? So the Malbim says on this whole thing, what is it? Right, so okay, so it says that who was this Doeg Adami? He was the one who was, again, the captain over these shepherds. So he says, Mimona Aleim, he was appointed over them. And then he told, they're just saying who he was. Again, let's not forget, Doeg was the Beitim for the Sanhedrin. He was not a small fry. Okay, so he comes to, and he told him, David came to Nov, to Achimelech, the son of Achitov, the Kohen. Now, Malbim says, if Doeg would have told this incident as it really happened, so there would have not grown any suspicion on the Kohanim. Because in truth, David came to the house of Hashem. He went to David, whatever, where he went to ask the Orm Vatumim, and he didn't come to Achimelech's house. For Doeg Shama should David Omer Shaholi B'Shlicho Lemelech, and Doeg heard David claim that he was going as a messenger for the king, for who Shehu Ra'av She'achzo Bolmas, and that he claimed he was starving, and he had some, this affliction of bulmus, which was a type of starvation. Sha'al lo ba'orim, and that he asked the Orim, divrei stam, simple words, but he didn't inform the Kohen of the main part of his question, but Amro, and saying, because he told him that the king had commanded David, King Saul had commanded David not to reveal to anybody what was going on. He didn't request the Galiot sword at all. Rak cherev, he only asked for a sword. But since there was no other sword in the Nov, not a low cherev Galiot, so that's why he gave him the sword of Galiot. Because from all this, Mavuar Shekoin Asa Zot Batum Levavo. So if he would have said the facts as they were, then the Malbim saying that that Shaul would have realized that Achimelech did this all with his innocent heart. But Doeg with his tongue like a sharp knife made trickery. And if Uamarlo, so he said to him, the David ba el Beit Achimelech. And he said that David came to the house of Achimelech, Mashma Oto, that the implication is Shaba el Beit Kohen, that he came to the house of the Kohen, lo el Beit Hashem, he didn't come to the house of Hashem. Lama lo Amar lo Beit Elimelech. So why didn't, into this, he doesn't say to the house of Elimelech HaKohen, Sha'az hayam mashma Shaba elav mitzah Kohen, because that would have inferred that he, or implied that he came because he was a Kohen. Vehu hilshin. So now he's saying further lashon hara. Shaba elav mitzad heyoto imo bikshorim. Since he didn't emphasize the fact that he's coming as to Achimelech as a Kohen who has the ability to ask the Orim V'Tumim, now he's saying that David was going to Achimelech as a way of looking for conspiring buddies. You understand?
Co-conspirators.
The co-conspirators, right. So that's what he's saying. Since he didn't emphasize the Kohuna part, the being a Kohen and going for the Orim V'Tumim, so he he's making the implication of the story is that David is going there as a co-conspirator, to his co-conspirator. Bioto ben Achitov u'mishpachot zot hema im David. So he makes it look like everybody is with David. V'chein Amar. And it also says in Tehillim, Bavo Doeg Adomi v'yagel Shaul, that in the time when Doeg came and he told Shaul, Ba David el Beit Achimelech, that David came to the house of Achimelech. Yesod Hamel Shinot Shebezeh Hitchchit HaKohanim. This is the foundation of slanders, and this is what caused the Kohanim to be slaughtered. And via that Yesod, via that foundation, he let out the second lie. And so he asked Hashem, that if he was told that he went to the house of Hashem, then he would have been forced to say what he asked him, what Shaul had asked him. He would have been forced to tell Shaul what David asked him. Kisham haya Doeg netzar lifnei Hashem, because Doeg was near there, v'shama devar, and he would have heard the words of Al biyot Shaul choshev shabbat lebeit kohen. But when Shaul thought that he was going to the Beit Kohen, to the house of the Kohen, chashav shebebeito gila lo sodo. So he understood that it was in the Kohen's house that David revealed the secret. And the question, till the Kohen would go to the house of Hashem, the Shaul, and then to ask, and therefore nobody would know what was spoken in the house of the Kohen quietly, secretly. Because in truth, that which was asked to God, that was again the Orim V'Tumim, that would have been the end result. The Doeg Safar, Siper Be'arma, he sold it in Irma is crookedness, perversiveness. Okay. That he asked first Hashem, again the Orim V'Tumim, and afterwards that's when he gave him the sword and the food. This for two reasons. One, if he would have told him everything in order, he would have understood, Shaul would have understood, or he would have felt that the Kohen didn't know anything, what was going on. Because this is not so. Why would he, if this wasn't the case, he didn't know anything, then why would he have given him the bread and the sword from the house of Hashem in front of Doeg, and not in his house? In other words, if he wants to give him, he wants to be a co-conspirator, you don't give the enemy weaponry in front of other people. Doeg wasn't an unknown entity. Doeg was known as the person who was an Beitin. He was known. The papers knew about him. Wherever he was, it was facing plastered all over Israel. So everybody's going to know who this guy is. So if I'm going to give you the code to the bomb, I'm going to do it secretly. I'm not going to do it openly, right? So that's what he's arguing.
It shows there's no conspiracy if you do it in the open.
Say again?
There's no conspiracy.
Correct, and that's why the Bible is saying if he would have said it in order, then Shaul never would have thought twice. He would have said, okay, they're totally innocent in the act. But because of how he's telling the story, it appears as if the Kohan, as Achitov and his family, Achimelech and his family are co-conspirators. That's why Shaul is getting all excited. So Madulo Nishmar Doeg, why wouldn't he be afraid? Why wouldn't he have got it from Doeg? That's why he said in the beginning, and that's when he was forced to enter into the house of Hashem to ask. That's why he wouldn't have guarded himself against Doeg. And also the sword and the bread after the secret was revealed. That's number one. Number two, this also made the sin of the Kohen greater. That if he would have given him at the beginning the sword and the bread, Yomar Kohen, he would have said that the Kohen didn't know anything. He was fleeing. And even though afterwards Sha'alo be'elokim, that he would have asked Yom V'tumim. Be'hechrach Sha'al al inyane breicha, and by force he would have asked on the matter of fleeing. The sword would have already been in David's hand. Too late, in other words. But according to what was said, that was she asked the Orm V'tumim, and he already knew from the answer of the Orm V'tumim that he was fleeing. Why would he give him the bread and the sword? Okay, so he's going to go to the Orm V'tumim. Remember, the Orm V'tumim is not the magic 8. What's it called? The magic 8 ball that people used to play with.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, it's not the magic 8. It's not Ouija board. It's a real thing. So once I, the Kohen, ask, and it starts lighting up, and again, I use my Ruach Kodesh, it's going to tell me, David is on the run. I'm not going to give him weaponry. So it can't be that way. That's what I'm saying. He's setting him up here. Number 4, Lo Siper Sha'achzu Bolmos. He didn't tell him that he was extremely hungry. Shemitam Zeh Natan Lo Lechem Kodesh. And for that reason, he gave him the holy bread. Shebezeh Gam Im Haya Kohen Yodea. Because again, but this, if the Kohen knows Kibarechu that he's fleeing, Haya Muchrach Lahashivet Nasho, he's forced, as it were, to return his soul, to return him. Kilo Horshla Kohen Legro Mitato, because the Kohen is not allowed to cause his death. Rak Amar Seder Natanlo, so he says he would give him provisions. Shamash Mat Seder L'Darcho, which is the implication is he gave him provisions for his way. Liyamim Yat Rabim, for many days. Shazem Moreh Shehechzik Biodos. Again, that shows that he was a co-conspirator. If it's just a matter of Bulmus, you're starving, I give you what you need to survive. But I don't go further. I don't give you a meals on wheels. That's part of the co-conspirator. Number 5, Lo Siper David Sha'al Cherev Stam. He didn't tell him that David just asked for a regular sword. Lo Cherev Achan. Again, there was no other sword there. Cherev Galiot Haya Mikra. And the fact that the sword of Galiot was there was a happenstance. Shemora So, and he says that the sword of God he gave to him as a guard, that since it was specifically for that the sword he came. And number 6, I'm sorry. So Mevad Zehel Kol Hasipor, and besides this, he hides the whole story of the foundations that David said, perished explicitly through Shaliach HaMelech al Devar Stam, that he was a messenger for the king on this a simple thing. And that's why he didn't have provisions. He didn't have a sword. He had Devar Melech Nachutz, because the matter of the king was outside. It wasn't supposed to be known. If he would have said any of that, the Kohen would have been innocent. There would have been no question. In other words, if you would have said the facts that were on the ground, instead of making up or instead of making implications in the story, then Shaul never would have suspected the Kohen. By the way, this, if you look at how the media runs things, depending on what happens, I've always said it, the event is parv. How I decide to tell it will dress it up. I can make the same incident innocent, or I can make it conspiratory, or I can make it any way I want. I can do whatever I want because I'm the
news is the news.
The news just makes right.
Whatever happens.
Right. It's amazing that if you when you're watching a boxing match or when you watch who makes the boxing wrestling is very, very boring. WWE is boring without the announcers. If you just put on silence.
Oh.
All right. If you put on silence and you're watching wrestling, it is pro wrestling. All the fun that goes with pro wrestling. If you put on silent, you're like, it is boring, and you turn it off. It doesn't take much. But on the other hand, once you have the announcers making the story and teaching you and telling you what you need to know, okay, that's when it gets exciting. So much so that you'll hear the announcer. I heard this. Yeah, it was something happened, and he was lifting him up, and the announcer, and he's lifting him. He literally. I was like, you're not lifting him. He's lifting him. But he used that long thing, and it makes the show. 100% makes the show. And same thing with boxing. When again, boxing is boring.
I can top that. This past weekend, I was treated on television to professional bowling.
There you go, bowling.
This year is very exciting. They have chanted. The crowd is screaming chants. The fever pitch is astronomical.
By the way, golf.
Who?
Golf.
Well, I don't like because that's supposed to relax you.
But golf. But even there, the guy's whispering. The announcer makes it. Who can watch that? It's
baseball. A lot of people that like action sports, a lot of them don't care so much for baseball because there's a long time between pitches, and waiting to strike and ball. But growing up listening to the Cardinals baseball on radio, you had the main announcer, and then you had the second guy was called the color announcer because he's the one and all this stuff there.
Okay, and that's again, those are the guys that make it. So what we're seeing here is the same thing. The Malbim is saying if any one of these six conditions, 6 stories, 6 storylines would have been said right, Shaul never would have gone on the attack. But Doeg knew what he was doing. Doeg was complicit in this, and he wanted this to happen for whatever reasons Doeg had. That we'd have to figure. Well, that will come. That will be revealed as we go. But that is a question that the Malbim is presenting. If he would have just said the facts, just the simple facts, the real story as it happened, Shaul would have said, I can't do anything with. I can't blame Achi Melech for that.
But you're talking about the reactions of the same man.
Again, he is a sane man. He's not an insane. Saul is sane.
No, he isn't.
Yes, he has melancholy. That's all he has. He has melancholy because he lost.
Melancholy.
He's not insane though. He's not insane. He's a very sane person. He's a very sane person. What
He
happened?
never let go of that. So he's sitting there with his spear.
Again, he's
He's
not
been sitting
insane.
there with that spear for 200 verses already.
He's not insane. You have to
The only
understand.
time he lets go of it is to fling it in David's direction.
He's not insane. He's a very good tactician. I'm trying to tell you, he's not. Again,
He's nuts.
no, we're looking at acts that he's doing. Again, this story takes place over 2 years. It's not. It doesn't. We're doing it in 5 minutes. It doesn't take it. You have to take into account who he was. Shaul was a very intelligent person. He had lost his kingdom because
He had
didn't.
lost God's favor.
Correct, because he didn't listen to what the prophet had told him, and
Time
that's
after time
so.
after
But
time,
no,
he continued.
only twice. He only didn't listen twice, and Hashem said, you can't do this. You can't be the man. Fine. But as a result of that, he lost his Ruach HaKodesh. He's always trying to get that back. But it doesn't matter. If he would have never lost if he would listen to everything, he still wouldn't have been the king anyway. He would have still been replaced, or his family would have been replaced, because he was not from the right tribe anyway. He was from the tribe of Binyamin.
Yeah, there was
Binyamin, and it should have been from Yehuda. That's simple facts on the ground. Again, there's facts on the ground. Whatever Tanakh, or the Bible in general. Oh, I just said the word sentence twice. Okay. Whatever the Torah Tanakh talks about an incident, we have to understand that they are putting the God or the prophet is telling the prophet, God is telling the prophet, put it under the microscope. Put that particular event under the microscope, because I want everybody to see and to think about this and to talk about it and to know how to avoid this. But yet, again, the guy's the greatest tzaddik in the world. But he had this fault. Let's look at this fault, and we blow it up. That's what we do. That's what Tanakh does. By the way, again, going to modern day politics, what do we always hear?
Yeah.
We always hear the negative of the leader, and I don't care which leader it is. We hear the negative of our leader. We never hear the positive, depending on which side of the fence I'm on. If I'm a Democrat, then if I watch Ben Davis, sorry, I just said Ben Davis. If I'm a Democrat, and I watch Fox News, I think that my guy is the devil incarnate. And if I'm a Republican and I watch anything else, CNN, then I think that my guy is the devil incarnate. So it all depends who's the spin doctor, right? But we just take their actions and put them under a microscope. So that's what we're doing with Shaul. You're going to see it. David's going to make a couple of mistakes. Shlomo will make a couple of mistakes. Rechavam will make a couple of mistakes. They're not making mistakes all day long. Even Achav, one of the more wicked kings, Manasseh, they lived for years. They were doing good for the kingdom for the most part, but they made some mistakes, and they were big mistakes when you put it under the microscope. But for the major thing, and by the way, this is what nobody thinks of. But if you think about what I'm saying, why didn't the people ever rebel against these kings? Why don't we? Why don't we as Americans rebel against our government? Because for the most part, it runs all right. We have some hiccups. Who cares? The stock market goes up, it goes down. We know that. We're not idiots. So we let them play their games. And we don't get involved. We say, who cares? Just to run it right. Just do something. Because for the most part, there's checks and balances. Same thing for a king. There are checks and balances. So he knows he can push so much, and then he has to back off. That's what it is. So generally, as long as you leave me alone, people-wise, we don't have to. You want to make a decree here. You want to give us a tax break there. You want to make a tax increase here. Who cares?
Whose analysis were you reading?
This is the Malbim. There's Malbim. The Malbim is saying this. The Malbim was given the 6 conditions. What I'm saying is,
which I wouldn't. It's not here.
I don't. He may have it in the English. I'm not sure if he would have it there.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would. But the point is, this is very important to understand that again, we're looking at a very specific problem, and by design, that's why it's written down, we're supposed to explore it and understand why is Saul going nuts here? Why is Saul overreacting? Why is he reacting like this? He's going to kill out the town. Why did he do it? So we have to understand that it was somebody else inciting it. Doeg specifically inciting what's happening, but again, not telling you what to do, just giving the report. By the way, if you really want to see this, just if you remember Dan Rather, is he still alive? I don't know if he's still alive. Yeah, Dan Rather reporting on Israel. Oh my God, Peter Jennings and Dan Rather, they should both be in the same place. Okay, when they would report about Israel, you would think that Israel is the devil incarnate. It was so far off for reality, but they were the ones who were making the what's it called? The narrative. They were the ones who were making the narrative, and as a result, everybody thought that the Israelis are horrible people. So they think that the Israelis are against Palestinians, against women, against this, against that, and yet Palestinians are in the Knesset. You have Arabs in the Knesset. You have women in the Knesset. You had a woman prime minister. Okay, you have women in the army. You have women. There's such equality in that country, more so than the United States of America. But everybody says no. They're an apartheid country. Yeah. Either you don't know what apartheid is, or you're just a blooming idiot. I can't help you. I mean, that's what. But again, that's because the news media, CNN, and everybody else paints it that way. So again, when we're looking at Tanakh, we have to know who's the reporter in the story. So the Malbim is pointing out, Doeg is the Dan Rather of this story, the Peter Jennings of this story.
Say in as few words as possible what Doeg did.
He didn't tell the truth. He told his version of the truth to Saul. And as a result, Saul understood what he wanted, what Doeg wanted. In other words, what the implication was, and he went with that because he trusted Doeg. Doeg has a very good reputation.
I thought he didn't.
No, he has a great reputation. He's running the Sanhedrin. He's running the court system. He's a very good guy as far as Saul is concerned. Why would I not believe my generals? We'll have to stop here.